Yeah. Go ahead. Come on, West. Go ahead. Go ahead. Rocking this shit. Yeah. Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, VG. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. Mama grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, cause they be turching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'ma back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. When I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all to do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us, hit the league. He ain't one of us, he a preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go.
Hey, you see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, bitch, I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we tanks. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead.
All right. Shalom, Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. This is Isupk Austin Tuesday Brotherhood class. All right. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon. Brotherhood and sisterhood is absolutely necessary. All right. For so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need that brotherhood and sisterhood. We need that love for one each other because that's exactly what we're lacking. And since we are lacking that, we are on the bottom because we think everybody's our brother. We don't understand that we are a race of people, that we are a nation of people. All right. And we have been misclassified all through this earth. But according to the Bible, according to God, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are Israel. We are Israelites. Right? We are the people of the book. When you look in this book, you see our records. All right. You see the things we've been through. You see our customs. You see our laws. You see our statutes. You see our commandments. And this is important to know who you are. That's why today I wanted to touch on this topic and give some milk and give some understanding on who we are as a people, who the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are. All right. So, like I said before, this is ISUPK Austin Tuesday Brotherhood class. It's important that we have brotherhood and sisterhood, because these other nations, they have brotherhood and sisterhood, and they show actual love for each other, actual compassion for each other. Because we don't have brotherhood and sisterhood, we don't have any love for each other. We don't care about our brother. We don't care about our sister's pain. We don't care about our brother's struggle. We care about ourselves. All right. We are taught to not love our family, to not love each other, to not build brotherhood, to not build bonds. Why do you think they love to have gangs in our neighborhood? Why? Because that puts us at odds. It distracts us. It puts us at odds, and that is no brotherhood and sisterhood. We can't have brotherhood and sisterhood fighting over a corner. Okay, we can't have brotherhood and sisterhood when we're trying to harm our own people, when we're trying to hurt our own, when we're destroying our own communities. All right. That's why we need the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under the command of General Yohana. Because with him, with this truth, that brings so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians back home, and it teaches them the laws, statutes, and commandments. It teaches us who we are, and what does that do in return? We start to act like the people we are supposed to act like. We become what God's chosen. We become what the Most High entailed for us. All right. So it is very important. Today's lesson is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are Israelites. That's what we are, and we know because of our records. These records fit only us. Only we're the only classification of people that fit this book, that fit these records. So let me get my verse, and then I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get in it, and we're going to prove it. The Bible says to prove all things. That's what we will be doing here tonight. All right. Share my screen. See if we're good. Yeah, we're wild. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, keep all of the commandments which I command thee this day. See, that's what we have to do. We have to keep all of the Most High's commandments. You know, growing up in Christianity, we learned to pick and choose what commandments we wanted to follow. All right. And that's why there's so much hypocrisy in Christianity and so much looking down on people, because you're differentiating your sins when it's all sin. Okay. We need to understand that. We need to understand that the Most High is not looking at your sin and saying, oh, well, you're doing this and they're doing this and theirs is worse. No, you both are disruptive to your lives, right? Everything you're doing is disruptive. All right. That's why Moses said, and the elder said, you have to keep all of the commandments, not the 10 commandments, not 2 commandments, not some, not the ones that you love. All right. But you have to keep all of the commandments. It says, which I command thee this day. Starting from this day forward, we needed to understand that we had to keep these laws, these statutes, and these commandments, because it's important. It's imperative for our nation. All right. Because without these laws, statutes, and commandments, we don't have anything. This is our identity. This is our power. All right. We're going to get Deuteronomy 28:1. It says, and it shall, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, the Lord God will set thee high above all nations. And it says right here, it shall come to pass. Meaning, if we would do this thing, it's surely this is going to happen. All right. This is a guarantee. This shall come to pass. This will happen. If thou shalt hearken diligently into the voice of the Lord thy God. What does it mean to hearken diligently? It means to listen closely. Listen closely. Understand what you're taking in. Really listen. Really focus on what you're hearing. All right. That's how you hearken diligently and do it. Okay. To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command these today. See, that's what we need to be more observant of what we do. We're out here just floating with the wind like a tumbleweed. All right. We need to be observant. Be focused. All right. Akim and Akwafia, we got to be focused. Be diligent. All right. The things that they say that we're not. We're diligent about a lot of things. Our women, they diligent on every Love and Hip Hop episode. They know that, right? They diligent to every Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song. They know every word. They know bar for bar. They're very diligent on it. Our brothers, we diligent in what? Drugs and unaliving each other. We diligent for that game. Okay. We observe their rules. We observe their laws, their ways. That's what we need to do with our own records, with our Bible, with what Moses was saying right here, to observe and do all which I command thee this day. That's what the Lord wants us to do. All, not some, not most, but all. Okay? It says that the Lord thy God will set thee high above all nations on earth. Everybody wants to talk about equality, but the scriptures don't teach no equality. Because it says right here, if we will listen to our God, if we would do what we are told, that we will be set high above all nations. It doesn't say equal. It doesn't say go join in hand and I'm going to make all of y'all the same. It doesn't say that. Because we were a chosen people, a special people unto the Lord thy God. Okay? So if we would listen, he would set us high above all the nations on the earth. Not below. How long we've been below? We've been below for more than a little bit. We've been below for a long time. When they look at the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, they look at us, these other nations, like we're the lowest people on the earth. Like we're just so despicable. Like we're animals. When the only animal we are sheep. Because they are predators. They are predators, and they do what? They hunt us. Oh, they hunt us down. And you're not allowed to defend yourself in America. I don't know if y'all know, but the brother that threw the hat out there, I believe, where was it, in Alabama? That brother who threw the hat and then got charged and hit in his face, and then he put his hands up and then got hit again. Well, that brother, he is getting a third-degree assault charge, even though he was attacked. Because you're never allowed to defend yourself. That's because we didn't listen to the Lord our God. That's because we didn't observe to do all his commandments. That's why we're not high above all nations on the earth. That's why we are placed very low, to where if we defend ourselves, after you go and you run upside my head 3 or 4 times, and then I strike you back, all right, now I'm going to get an assault charge. That brother was on the ground getting beat, and he's going to get an assault charge. Okay? We need to listen to these laws, statutes, and commandments so we can be set high above all nations. All right? I'm going to drop down to 15. All right, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this slakia, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon and overtake thee. See, this is what happened to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you're wondering why we are on the bottom, because it says again, it shall come to pass. This shall surely happen. All right. If you don't hearken, don't listen closely to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, what I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon and overtake thee. And this is what happened to our people. This is what happened to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. These curses, they came and they overtook us because we turned our back on the Most High. We said we want to live like those other nations. We want to be like them. We want their drugs. We want their philosophy. We want their culture. And when we take on anybody else's culture but our own, then curses overtake us. Okay? That's why when you try to go up in their circles, you move out of your neighborhood and move into theirs. And they do not want you there. Okay? Curses is going to overtake you because while you were safe in your neighborhood, now they're defacing your property. Now they're keying your car. Now they're ripping out your plants that you've been planting. All right? They call in the security or the police on you. Your music's too loud. Your barbecue smoke is coming over their fence. All right? It's because all these curses, they overtook us. They overtook the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. And that's why we suffer into this day. All right? Give verse 16. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. We're cursed in the city. All right? We don't have any ownership. We're not running any city councils. All right? We're not making any laws. We're not selling any groceries. All right? We're being destroyed in the city. We perish in the city. We are tormented in the city. We are destroyed in the city because cursed shall thou be in the city. It's not safe in the city. It's not safe for us. We don't have a refuge. Only refuge is here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. That's where your refuge is, so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. But we're cursed in the city. What cities are there? You been in Chicago? You been to Detroit? You been to Houston? You been to L.A.? Been to New York? Cursed shall thou be in the city. I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, we are cursed in the city. We're destroyed in these cities. All right? Continue. And cursed shall thou be in the field. We are cursed in the field. We're not farming. We don't have any agriculture. We don't have mass land. We can just have and sell off and do whatever we want. We don't have any of those things because we are cursed. And we are cursed because of our actions. Every action has a reaction, right? There's cause and effect. All right? And that's why we are in the condition, and we are still in the conditions because Christianity does what to us? Catholicism does what to us? It takes away our power because it tells us that the law, statutes, and commandments are done away with. It tells you, oh, that's the Old Testament. You're under grace. So since you're under grace, you think that anything goes. You think it's YOLO. You think it's you can do whatever you want, and that is not the case. And because we thought that way, and because we wanted to take on the customs of the other nations, we wanted their farmlands. We wanted a piece of their farmland. We wanted a piece of their culture. And that's why we're cursed in the city, and that's why we're cursed up in the field. And that's why we are destroyed. And we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. All right. I'm going to drop down to 21. All right. Verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until it has consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. All right. Anybody know what the pestilence is? All right. What is pestilence? If you're in the chat, you can chat it in. But what is the pestilence? You know? Because it says, the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto you. All right? That pestilence, it cleaves unto you. And it's a sickness. All right? All right, I'm going to give it to y'all. That pestilence is disease. The disease clings to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That disease, give the sister a hand. Now that's one West. Pull the definition. Good night. You see that? Fatal epidemic disease. You see, bubonic plague, all right? The pestilence is disease, and it clings to us. We have that diabetes. Oh, that high blood pressure. Oh, we have that high blood pressure. That shrimp, crab, and pork and lobster. That is going to be the end of you. We have to have it. All right. Well, I already said, high blood pressure, diabetes, the sickle cell anemias, all of the cancers. These cling to us. These cleave to us till it consumes us off the land. Because we're the ones dropping at high rates because of this. It's because, man, these laws, statutes, and commandments are very important. That's what keeps us safe. That's what keeps us whole. Okay? These laws, these statutes, and these commandments. You have to understand it. Most High in Christ, warrior. So the Lord is going to make this pestilence cleave unto you until it has consumed you off the land. Whether thou go to possess it, no matter where you go, these same things are following us. All right? You could jump in and read, Trooper. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 22.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with an inflammation and with an extreme burning.
Stop there. It says the Lord shall smite thee. Okay? With consumption, with fever, with that sickness, with that inflammation. We swelling up. Big mama leg, the ankle the size of her thigh. They got the fibromyalgia, arthritis, all these inflammations. That's what we have. It said with extreme burning. I don't have to teach that, do I? That extreme burning is these STDs that are being passed around through our community rampant, and the way these young women that are rapping, right? These young women that are rapping, they are pushing it for your daughter to be disgusting. That's what they want. They want your daughter to be disgusting, to be passing around everything, to be out there sleeping around with everybody, to never use any kind of protection. Just do whatever you want. And this is a problem in our community. And it's because we turned our back on the Most High. We didn't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we are smited with consumption and fever, with that sickness. We sick all the damn time. And with that inflammation, you're older, you can't even walk down through the grocery store. You got to get in a cart. You know how many of our brothers and sisters I see in the grocery store on the cart, just trying to get a couple of groceries because of that inflammation, because they can't bear to walk a far distance on this. They having enough trouble making it from the parking lot into the front door to get a cart because of that inflammation. Okay? And with that extreme burning, okay, that extreme burning is us not thinking that disease is real, because if I get HIV, I could just take Biktarvy and be zero detectable. Okay, they went zero detectable, and the Lord gave them monkeypox. You just keep going. And it's going to be a end. It's one of those. I don't know if it's the gonorrhea or the chlamydia, but there's one more like medicine left for it. It didn't what is that called? Salaki. It didn't got so strong that it yeah, it's the gonorrhea. It got so strong that there's only one medicine left that can cure it. Because it didn't genetically modified itself it genetically modified itself, so it's more stronger and powerful. Just like them roaches. You hit the roach with raid, well, that next batch, they gonna eat that raid like thank you. They be like, the water, I needed that. I ain't had none of that in my system in a while. You know, what you use to take them out becomes their candy now, you know? So we have to stop. We have to teach our children that we have to teach our daughters, you're not cool because you open your legs up to every man. We got to teach our sons, you're not cool because every woman opens her legs up to you. It's not going to give you great status when I'm visiting you on a hospital bed, because your life could have been great, but you wanted these few minutes of pleasure. You wanted these few seconds of pleasure, because the only pleasure really is the release. You're only doing all that work to get to a few seconds of release. Is that worth your life? Is that worth your health? Is that worth your reputation? Is that worth your reputation? You know why that man's unboxing you in the middle of the night? You know why he's on your helmet? Because of that reputation. You have a reputation of you can be called in the middle of the night. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to change our reputation so we can avoid this consumption with fever, this inflammation, and this extreme burning. Continue reading, Trooper Uriah.
Another one come. And with the sword, and with blasting,
Mm-hmm.
and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
So these things, they pursue us until thou perish, right? That with the sword, the sword today is the gun. Is that not destroyed? Are we not perishing from the gun? All right, and then those blastings, you know, they're setting off their bombs everywhere. With mildew, it shall pursue thee until thou perish. We perish. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we perish. You don't think so? Check out the gang violence. Check out how many unaliveness from gangs. Hell, check out what the cartel does. check out how on the reservations, I grew up with reservations all around me. I grew up around a lot of natives. The uncle is there drinking himself into oblivion. So we got to understand, man, that because we didn't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, because we want to eat what we want to eat, we want to live like these other nations. That's why we're perishing. Continue reading.
Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass.
And thy what?
And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass.
Continue.
And the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
And it says, "And that heaven over thy head shall be brass, and that earth under thee shall be iron." When you think of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you think of iron. What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you think of black men and iron? All right, just a new form of slavery, though, right here, because this is prison prophecy right here. Okay. Now we did have them iron yokes around our neck in slavery, and we'll get down to that here in a little bit. But them sails, like what the Makia say? Them sails, them bars, is iron. All right. I believe it's about 2 million of us locked behind that iron. And they love to put you there. They love to put us there. You don't have to do nothing but just breathe. Just go outside and breathe. That's enough for your oppressor, for your enemy to throw you behind that iron. Okay? Drop down to 32.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes.
Hold on. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Look around the world. Whose sons and daughters are given to another people? Today. Bring me home today. Whose sons and daughters are given to another people today, right now? That's a good one right there. Get a sister a hand. CPS. They're going in there. They're taking so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Who else? Where else are our children taken right now?
Down at the border.
Give him a hand. That's exactly what I was looking for. Down on the border. Right now, today, thy sons and daughters shall be given to another people. Our babies sleeping under those foil tents. Already brought out in a class the conditions they were in when they when they're in those camps. How it's set up for 100, but there will be 1,000 there. How they was feeding them raw chicken, and the kids, even though they knew they was going to get sick, they ate it because they were just so hungry. They remember their pain and their suffering there. Some of these babies, they don't know what their parents look like. They were taken at such a young age, and it's 3 or 4 years later, and they haven't seen their mother or father. That's what we go through. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They deserve that. What? Because they want to be free? Because they think they're coming over here for freedom? What makes them deserve that? You can't keep them all together. If you're going to cage and enslave them, why don't you keep them all together? But that's not their tactics, because they didn't even do that in slavery, right? we would be sold off. Continue reading.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
See, your eyes are looking, and you're going to long for them all the day long. Trooper Uriah, why are you going to long for them?
Them be taken away.
No, yeah, they're going to be taken away, but when they're taken away, why are you looking for your kid? Why are you longing for them?
Suffer.
Because, well, it's because we love our children. So when they take our children and snatch them away from us, we looking. You know, like if there's somebody you love that's missing, right? And say you walking down the street, your eye is going to go to every single face, because thine eyes shall look, and you longing all the day long just to hear your baby voice, just to give them one more hug and kiss, just to see them again, just to know that they are right. This is what so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians suffer. This is our pain. Continue reading.
And there shall be no might in thine hand. Verse 33.
Hold on. And there shall be no might in thy hand. You know, we don't have the power. Right now, our babies are on the borders, right? They're there. You don't have the power to go in there and just snatch them out. You don't have the power to go in there and rescue them, to save them. This is why it's so important to know who you are, to know these laws, statutes, and commandments, and to know who your enemies are. Without knowing those things, without knowing the law, statutes, and commandments, without knowing who you are, and without knowing who your enemy are, there's no way as a people you can stand strong. You see, those are the things, these are the tactics used to make us weak. All right. Drop down to 45.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
You see, we didn't want to listen. Because we didn't want to listen, we didn't want to obey. Said, moreover, all these curses shall come upon you. Continue reading.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
This is how we know. Continue reading.
And upon thy seed forever.
All right, upon who's your seed? Your seed are your children, right? Your children suffer these same curses, right? You wonder how we know who we are. You wonder how we absolutely know we're the Israelites. It says because this will be a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever. Until Christ comes back, this is what it's going to be. We're going to know who we are because of this. Who else on the earth ever went through this? Who else on the earth goes through this? Nobody. That's why none of them can be us. None of them can be the Israelites, because they don't have the sign and the curse on them, their seed forever. Right? We're still destroyed. I don't see the fake. You know, you can't say certain words. I don't see the fake, the imposter. The imposter, it ain't on his seed forever. He's running the damn earth. There's nothing on his seed. His seed is living luxurious. His seed Seed has banks. They have Hollywood. Seed has every damn thing. What does your seed have? A light bill that you put in his damn name? Huh? Violence all around him? Okay. Poverty? Starving? Come on, man. We got to understand. This is going to be a sign. All right? A sign for us to know who we are. And we could tell right here by all these signs. Give me a 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
It says, therefore the Lord, Salakia, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies. Those people we serve, they are not our friends. Those are our enemies. We serve our enemies in hunger and nakedness and in thirst. And then one of all things, that he shall put an iron yoke around your neck until he destroyed you. When we were in slavery, we served our enemies in hunger and nakedness and thirst, right? And he put that iron yoke around our neck. That iron yoke, you can't go everywhere with it. You go where you're told with that iron yoke around your neck, right? And it destroyed us. It broke our spirits. It brought fear to us. It tormented us. But also, that iron yoke was taken off your neck physically, right? And then they put that iron yoke on your neck spiritually. So spiritually, you still have a yoke of iron. Why? And how do we know this? Because we still serve our enemies in hunger and nakedness and thirst. Because where do you get your food from? Where do you get your water from? Where do you get your clothes from? You still are getting that from your enemy, not your friend. Okay? Those are not your friend. Your oppressor is not your friend. That is your enemy. That is a mortal enemy. Give me we'll come back to this. Let me get Genesis the 25th chapter. Let's see what I want. We'll start at 22.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the children struggled together within her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
All right. So let me go back one. Let me go back. Let's see. Let's get 21 just so they can see.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
All right, stop there. So Isaac went to the Lord because his wife was barren. Rebecca was barren, right? And he wanted her to have children. Okay? Continue reading.
And the Lord was entreated of him.
Mm-hmm. So the
and
Lord,
Rebecca's wife
so,
conceived.
Yep. So the Lord granted that wish, granted that want of children. Now go to the next verse.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the children struggled together within her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
See, since the womb, we've been fighting with our oppressor. And she's wondering why these children are struggling in her. If this is of the Lord, if Isaac came to you, Lord, and inquired, and you blessed me to have these children, why am I thus? Why are these children struggling? Why are they in their fight? Why are they causing such a disturbance in my womb? And she went and inquired the Lord of it, just wondering, like, why, if this is supposed to be, why am I feeling this? Why are they in there struggling? Why are they in there tangling? All right, continue reading.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
The Lord said, what?
2 nations are in thy womb.
The Lord said 2 nations. He didn't give a damn about them being brothers, right? He said, nah, they're not going to be brothers. They will not be brothers, because there were 2 nations in thy womb. Okay? 2 different nations. All right? Continue reading.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. All right? We have different mannerisms. We are different than our oppressor. We are different than our enemy. Continue reading.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Continue reading.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Continue reading.
Verse 25. And their first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
The Edomites, the father of the Edomites, of your oppressor, of your enemy. Continue reading.
Verse 26.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. They said the first one came out red. Red, why? Because you can see the hue, the blood, the hue of the blood through his skin, right? It said all over like a hairy garment. Oh, they're hairy. I know y'all don't believe in Bigfoot, okay? But I'm about to blow your mind, okay? I know you don't believe in Bigfoot and Sasquatches. Take a razor away from Yugoslavia. Take a razor away from Russia. You're going to have a big 7'7" hairy beast. Take away a razor from them for 35 seconds. You know they get that 5 o'clock shadow. They shave, and at 5 o'clock it's back. Okay, they are hairy all over like a garment. I mean, you ever went to the beach? You'd be like, damn, take your shirt off. Oh, it is off. I mean, what? I'm talking about hairy. And you wonder why Day of the Slave is 20 degrees and they in shorts and a t-shirt. I mean, you seen their legs? Oh my goodness. They are hairy. Those are the Harry and the Hendersons. Okay? Understand that. Continue reading verse 26.
the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26.
Actually dropped to 27.
Verse 27.
Because it says two manner of people are in our bowels, two different nations. Continue.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
You see that? It said Esau is a cunning hunter. He is cunning in the way he hunts you. He hunts you what? Not only to unaliven you. He hunts you through media, through social media. He hunts you through philosophy. He hunts you through a belief system. He is a cunning hunter. And he knows exactly what to do. You ever see them? They wake up at 3 a.m. They go out in the woods. They put deer piss all over their body, and they hunt Bambi just so they could put them on their wall. He's a cunning hunter. He's slick. They got a whole damn business that we had to see a whole bunch of rednecks on TV doing what? Selling damn duck calls. They call it Duck Dynasty. He is cunning. He said, I know how I can get them. Let me make their female sound. He makes their female sound. A male duck comes walking by, and then he unalives them. Because they are destructive to nature. They are destructive to anything that is the natural order of the Most High. And that's why you can never trust thine enemy. Because as iron rusted, so does his wickedness. Okay? Continue reading.
And Jacob was the same man, dwelling in tents.
Jacob, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we in the house. We ain't out there. We're not waking up at 3 a.m. and put deer piss on to go trick Bambi. Not using a bunch of trickery. We know the Lord's going to provide. We in the house. We in the tent. We chilling. We dwelling in the tent. We chilling in the house. Okay? They are a different nation, a different manner of people. And I want to bring this out since we in this chapter. I was at the shop getting my oil changed. Okay, getting from my ribs car, getting my oil changed. So on the TV, first they had the news. Then after the news, you know who comes on? Joel Osteen. Okay, Joel Osteen. And I wrote a couple things down. Let me see what I wrote down for something that he said. He said Jacob comes from a family of deceivers. Okay? Said his mother was a deceiver. Because he said he stole Esau's birthright. This is what Joel Osteen's saying. He's supposed to be a man of God. He's supposed to know the Bible, right? This is why you can never trust your enemy. They can never teach you anything about your culture. All right? He said his uncle deceived him because when he went to go marry Rachel, he worked the 7 years and then he was given Leah, right? So they say his uncle deceived him. All right, what else did he say? He said he had to. That's why he had to wrestle with the angel to take away generational baggage. Good night. Don't ever let no devil tell you anything about it. So let's see if Jacob, coming from his family of deceivers, all right. See, they know who Esau is. They know that they come from Esau. That's why they wasn't going to say nothing. What he didn't call Jacob a deceiver for about to give Esau the blessing, right? He didn't say that. He said no. That mother told her son to trick. That mother told her son to trick him, and you know how he talks, like a conniving, deceiving devil. Okay, so we're gonna debunk, your motivational speaker, because that's all the hell he is. your prosperity teacher. Okay, doesn't pull one damn Bible verse, just quotes and goes off on all kind of nonsense. So let's get that. We can just continue. Just continue. Verse 28.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison.
Mm-hmm.
But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Isaac was like some of them brothers that be like, oh yeah, I like my steak rare. Not me. You cook my steak, it better be leather, okay? You making it for Shamara Wan, just go ahead and make it leather, okay? I prefer that. I don't want no blood all in my damn plate, okay? Not tasty to me, all right? It said, but Rebekah, she loved Jacob. And Jacob, he deserved the blessing because he didn't steal anything. We're going to prove it right here. Verse 29.
Verse 29. And Jacob saw pottage,
Mm-hmm.
and came from the field, and he was faint.
You
and
see?
Esau,
Hold on. You see? So Esau came from the field, right? He was out there hunting all damn day. Should have been thought about getting some nourishment while you're out there trying to unalive every goddamn thing. Continue.
verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
With that what?
With that same red pottage.
That same red pottage. Let me get some of that. Well, that looks tasty to me. Continue.
For I am faint.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore was his name called Edom.
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 See, he wanted that red pottage. He loves that bloody meat. That blood just running through. He just sinks his teeth in it and feels like the damn animal that he is. Esau still does that today. Sinks his teeth in the bite and just just love it. It's just such a damn caveman. Continue reading.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, that with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Continue.
Verse 30. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
No, Jacob said, I'm still.
Sell me this day thy birthright.
Nah, I'm gonna dress up later and put fur on my arms and put your clothes on so I smell like you.
Sell me this day thy birthright.
See, Jacob, he said, okay, I have something you want. Sell me your birthright so I can get the blessing. You see? He didn't steal a damn thing. It says right here, Jacob made a deal with him. But like I said, you can never make a deal with the oppressor. You can never make a deal with the other nation. Okay? You can never trust them. Because it's two men or a people. Their ways aren't like your ways. They're not honorable. You're honorable. You're going to honor this deal. They are not. I pray y'all understand. Continue reading.
Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? verse 33.
No. He said, what am I going to profit? I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it till noon. What the hell does that birthright profit me? Do you know how great Esau would have been if he would have stood strong right there? Do you know that? It wouldn't have been us. It would have definitely been him because he wouldn't have sold his birthright. Okay? He would have kept it. And look what he did. Look what he did in this world without the damn birthright. Oh, you think he's a conqueror now? So imagine if he would have, how much he would have conquered with God on his side. Even more. Okay? Continue reading.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day.
Jacob what?
And Jacob said, swear to me this day.
He said, I want you to swear to me. Because your word ain't bond. You're not very trustful. I need you to swear this. I need to know for sure when I give you this red pottage that you want so bad, that I have this birthright. That when Isaac start giving out blessings, you stay over there in the corner and don't come out. Don't come trying to get none of this. Continue reading.
And he swore unto him and said, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
No, Jacob stole it.
And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Joel Osteen, close your Bible. Well, it's not open, but close your church. Close your damn TV services and shut your damn mouth. Because you want to say that Jacob stole. But the Bible, the actual word of God is saying that Jacob what? That he what?
Sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Yeah. Maybe they thought that said stole and not sold. Okay. This is why if you want to know the Bible, you come to the Priests and Prophets here in the Israelite School of UPK. Don't be deceived. Don't go off nowhere else getting no semi understanding, trying to get any understanding from anywhere else. Okay. I just wanted to touch on that real quick because since we were right there, and since Joel Osteen said that, I wanted to clarify the Bible. Okay. All right, let's get back. We're going to go Deuteronomy 28. Hopefully I'll make it out of Deuteronomy tonight. Right? And I'll teach the Thanksgiving lesson next week. I believe we have time. Before it. But yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and 49. That's what I said.
45.
Yeah, let me get 49.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A what?
A nation against thee from far.
Now, ain't that what happened? Didn't a nation come from real far? Didn't they come from far to come get us? Didn't they take us real far? Didn't they come all the way from Europe? Come down here? Come all the way from Spain to come right here and take our so-called Hispanic and Native brothers? Didn't they go to didn't they travel from afar to bring the so-called blacks over here? Oh, they came from afar. Continue reading.
From the end of the earth.
From the end of the earth. Ain't that what they say? They say this is way over here. This is far. This is the end of the earth. It's the Pacific Ocean way over here. They gonna come from afar to come get you. Continue.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. All those nations that was doing that, what they represent? They represent that eagle. All of them, look on the top of their flag. Look at all these nations. They represent that eagle. You think Rome didn't represent that eagle? You think Spain didn't? You think America didn't? Well, they come from far, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Well, they love that eagle. That's why that eagle is on your dollar, right? The eagle is what? Ain't that the national bird? Isn't that the bird of America, the eagle? And they hate you and they love that eagle. But they love that eagle so much, this is an endangered species. Because they even unalive them. Continue reading.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We did not understand anything they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
You think we had a clue? The heck? What are you talking? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? We did not understand them. Continue reading.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance. These wicked beasts are fierce. The things they are willing to do to you. Oh, it's fierce. It's horrible. It's destructive. It's despicable and deplorable. The things that they are willing to do. It's disgusting. Continue reading.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They don't care if you're old. They don't care if you're young. They just care that you're you. And that is enough. They don't have no regard for the old or young. Your grandma's not safe. Just like your children are not safe. That's why you better get in here in this truth. And have the Lord put a hedge around everything you love. So they can be protected out there. Continue reading.
Verse 51.
First, give me Baruch. In the Apocrypha. Baruch 4 and 15.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 15. For he hath brought a nation up upon Salakia. For he had brought a nation upon them from far.
From where?
From far.
You see, we were taken from far. Continue.
A shameless nation.
A shameless nation. You have to be shameless if you could just go up in somebody's quarters and have your way with their women and their men and their children. They're very shameless. They do what they do proudly, like it's honorable. They're a disgusting beast. You should never be like them. Continue reading.
And of strange language.
You see, they speak that strange language. We don't know what the hell lingo they talking. Continue.
Who neither reverence old man nor pity child.
You see, because they don't care. They don't have any love for you. They don't have anything for you. but destruction. That's what they have. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. We'll pick it up at 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, for the one end of the earth, Salakia, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
So that's why we know we are scattered through all four corners of the earth, because we're scattered from one end of the earth into the other. All right, the Lord, He scattered us amongst all people. That's why we're everywhere. Continue reading.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
You see, that's what we do. We serve other gods that our fathers didn't know. Our forefathers knew the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't know that. We know these. We serve these other gods. Continue.
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. Wood is that Christian cross. Stone is that Kaaba stone up there in Mecca. Continue reading.
Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
We don't have no ease. The sole of our foot, it don't have rest, because you got to work 24 hours just to not have enough money. You got to work your whole life just to not have enough money. You don't know who you are because you ain't got time to study to find out you are Israelite, because you got to go to work all the damn time. We don't have no ease. We don't have no ease amongst these other nations. We don't have no ease, just even in our mind. They destroy us. Continue reading.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
So we are sad. That is the life of a destroyed people. We're always scared. It's never safe for us. Okay? The failing eyes and the sorrow of mind. All right? Our mind, we're just thinking in our mind all the time about all the negativity, all the bad things. That's because we have a sorrow of mind. All right? Continue reading.
Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
We don't have any assurance of our life. Our life hangs in doubt all the time, because it is not safe out there for us, because we have all these other nations always trying to harm us, always trying to keep us on the bottom, always trying to keep their foot on our neck. Our life hangs in doubt. All right, we fear the day and the night. Continue reading.
And thou shalt fear the day and the night, and shalt have no assurance of thy life. Verse 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
You see, in the morning in the morning, we just trying to make it to the evening. In the evening, we just trying to make it to the next morning. We're just trying to make it. We just want to live. But we don't have no assurance of life. That's why in the morning, you just like, man, I hope I make it to night. Night come, you like, I made it. Hey, I made it home. I'm off them streets, you know. Made it home from work. I'm off the road. And then the night, you out there, you just like, man, I'm just trying to make it to the morning. We just trying to make it. We live our lives in short little seconds, little fractions, because it's dangerous for us. Continue reading.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
It says the Lord's going to bring thee into Egypt again with ships. All right. So this is how we know that we were going to go into a captivity when they were going to use ships. It's like the transatlantic slave trade, right? They use ships because you don't need a ship to get from Israel to Egypt. You could walk right there. Okay. You don't need a ship. All right. So we're saying ships because Egypt right here is referring to bondage. That's what Egypt is meaning right here. Continue reading.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Sold unto your friends.
Sold unto your enemies.
But me and Billy both love LeBron James.
Unto your enemies.
But we get high together.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
I just feel like he's a good guy.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
They said we wasn't going to see our land no more. Okay? We're not seeing our land because we don't have control of our land. Our oppressor does. And it says there we will be sold into our enemies, not into your friends. We were sold into our enemies. Continue reading.
For bondmen and bondwoman,
Mm-hmm.
and no man shall buy thee.
You see, because they could have bought out your slavery. You know, back in the day, you could buy out of slavery, right? We were sold for bondmen, and then another thing, it's twofold because when they're saying the no man shall buy you, meaning nobody is going to come and save you. Nobody is coming. All right. You're sold into your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man should buy you. Nobody's going to buy out your slavery. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to rescue you. Go ahead, Officer Yaganat.
Yeah, I got a precept to that.
Oh yeah, let's get it.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am
Hold on, little fast.
Trying to get into it, Adam. So
All right, you got it. Nah, Most High in Christ.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
That's what it means. Oh, it means bondage. That's what Egypt is. It's the house of bondage. The land of Egypt. Where's there? That is the house of bondage. Okay. Damn right. You got anything else you want to say on that?
You killed it, Adam.
Most High in Christ. Let's go back to 68. Is that where we at? 68? All right, go ahead. Continue where you was. Oh no! Oh, that was that. Oh yeah, we already did that. Yeah, no man shall buy you. Now let me get the other precept to piggyback off of Yaganan's precept. Let me get Deuteronomy 5 and 6. If you need to see it again, this is the Bible that we're reading.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Verse 7.
What we just read? No, that's all I need. Ain't that what we just read? We just read that in Exodus. Because the Lord wants to reiterate it all the time to let you know. That is the house of bondage. Let me get Leviticus 26 and 38.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up.
We perish among the heathen. This is how you know who the Israelites are and who the heathens is. Just look at everybody who's just living grand. And look at us at the bottom. Look at us being destroyed, being unalive, stuck in living in poverty, living the low of the lows, surviving. I remember when I was coming up, they used to call what? Like you couldn't really pay your bills. You couldn't pay all your bills at once. So what they tell you to do? You got to rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what I used to hear growing up. We perish among the heathen. We want to live like them. We want to be a part of their customs. We want to live alternative lifestyles. We want to have addictions. Okay? And then the land of our enemies, it eats us up. Okay? Give me Genesis 42 and 1. Because they think we're Hamites because what? Because we got skin tone. Because sometimes we might look a little similar. You can read it when you got a warrior.
The book of Genesis, chapter 42, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, why do ye look one upon another?
See, when this was going on, there was great famine. All right. And Joseph, remember his brother sold him into slavery. Well, he became great out there in Egypt and became number 2 under Pharaoh. All right. So he had this dream. He broke down this dream of the Pharaoh that it was going to be 7 years of good and plenty and 7 years of famine. And Joseph, being a man of the Lord, he knew exactly how to navigate through a system like this, navigate through a situation like this so nobody would starve. He knew that, all right, since it's going to be so good at this time, we will store and house and preserve this so it will provide us in the time of famine. That's why it's important to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and to be in the spirit of the Most High, because him being in the spirit of the Most High, everybody survived, even his brothers who sold him into slavery. So when Jacob seen this, he was telling them like, why do y'all look upon one another? Why you over here sitting on your shoulders? It's time for y'all to get up. Yo, we hungry. We need you to go get some corn. All right? That's what we're going to eat. That's what we're going to survive on. Drop down to 6.
The book of Genesis, chapter 42, verse 6. And Joseph was the governor over the land. And it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
So they came to Egypt because they wanted some of that corn. Joseph was the governor. He's the one who sold to all the people of the land. All right. Continue reading.
Verse 7. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them.
See, he made himself strange unto them. So they both saw each other because they seen Joseph because he's the one doing the transaction, right? And Joseph seen them, and he recognized them. Why did he recognize them? And why didn't they recognize him? Just think of, so say, I'm trying to give a good analogy without giving it to you.
They stole him.
But why was he able to recognize them, but they weren't able to recognize him?
No, they didn't think he would have hustle.
They what?
They didn't think that he would have hustle.
No. So if I want to look like if I want to look like I'm in the military, what do I have to do? If I wanted to look like I was in the military right now, how would I look?
You would, in your current clothes, or if you were dressed up like them, you would look like them.
I would look like them. What else? Can you have a beard in the military? Can you have a mustache in the military? Can't have none of that stuff, right? So Jacob recognized them. Why did Jacob recognize them? Because they look like Israelites. They look like the day when he left them. You know what I mean? They got their fringes on. They got their dawadas on, right? Not at that time. Don't get it twisted, okay? This is before Moses, but I'm just letting you know. They looked like them. He didn't. He looked like the Egyptians. You know, he was dressed in the clothing of the Egyptians. His face was like the Egyptians. I don't know if he had the makeup and all, but he looked like the Egyptians looked. And that's why his brothers didn't recognize him, but he recognized them. Okay? Continue reading.
And spake roughly unto them.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto them, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan, to buy food.
So he already know where they came from. No, but he spoke roughly to them because he remembered what they did. Continue reading.
Verse 8. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him.
See, and he knew his brothers, but they didn't know him because he made himself strange to them. Let me jump down before we jump up out of here. Where was that just at?
Verse 9.
All right, yeah, let me come down. No, I'm not going to get all the way into that. But it comes a point where he's telling them to, where he wanted them to bring the father, but no, he wanted them to bring the younger brother. What's the younger brother's name, Yaganan? Benjamin. He wanted them to bring Benjamin, but you remember the father wasn't going to let Benjamin go because of what happened to Joseph. So let me get Exodus 11 and 7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue,
Mm-hmm.
against man or beast,
Mm-hmm.
that know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So the Lord, he put a difference between the Egyptians and between the Israelites. Oh, we are not the same. They are not us, and we are not them. So quit following polite and pharaohs and cities and all this nonsense out there. Okay, let me get a couple of little color scriptures before I get up out of here. Let's get Job 30 and 30. Job 30 and 30.
The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
My skin is black unto me,
Ooh.
and my bones are burned with heat.
Meaning what? Meaning he is black to the bone. Okay? He is black to the bone. And my bones are burnt with heat. This isn't his condition. It ain't just being black as a condition. He's letting you know. I'm a brother. Okay? We're going to drop that one. Let's get Jeremiah 12 and 9.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Meaning, okay, we're this speckled bird, so-called Black Hispanics and Native Indians. We come in many shades. That's why we don't teach colorism. When we say our oppressor's the devil, it's not because of his color. Okay? We don't give a damn about your color. Y'all look at Bob Marley and y'all think he's one of us because of color, right? He is not. He's not an Israelite. Don't have nothing to do with the color. That's why Lord said, my heritage to me is as a speckled bird. Speckled bird has many shades on it. Continue reading.
The birds round about are against her.
Uh-huh.
Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour.
All the beasts of the field, all the birds around us, they come to devour us. That's why you get your gas from a different nation. You get your food from a different nation. You get your clothes from a different nation. You get your knowledge and understanding from another nation. Because all the beasts come to devour us. All right? Drop that. Give me Hosea 7 and 8.
The book of Hosea, chapter 7, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
Ephraim has mixed himself among the people. How was they doing that? Going over there messing with them Spaniard women, making babies. What Ephraim was doing. Going over there slaying that tail and making babies. Mixing and matching and all that. Continue reading.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
This the so-called Puerto Ricans. This is my tribe. Ephraim is a cake not turned. That's why you got some Puerto Ricans, so-called Puerto Ricans that as dark as me or darker, and you have some that are very light. My grandfather, very, 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 very dark. My grandmother, very, very, very light. My great grandmother looks like the oppressor. Looks just like, even though her father was dark. Her father was a dark, but that's what I'm saying. That's why Ephraim is a cake not turned. All right. And if you know anything about a cake, while the Bible is using this reference, is because, all right, back in the day when you made a cake, you put it in the oven, right? You had that flat long wood thing, and you would put it into that fire, into that oven, right? And what you would have to do is you have to pull it out and you'd have to turn it so it bakes even on each side. Well, since Ephraim has mixed itself with the people, he is a cake not turned. So that's why one side could be very dark, but the other side is very, very, very light because it never got turned to the heat to cook properly and evenly. That's why it says Ephraim is a cake not turned. All right. And this is how we get the different colors. That's why we don't teach colorism here in the Israelite school at UPK. We teach nation. Yeah, we're nationalists. You better damn well believe that. Because we teach about a certain nation, a specific group of people. All right? And how and so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian, when you want to honor your true culture? We honor our oppressors' culture. We're so damn proud to be a Johnson. Oh, we so damn proud to be a Jackson. So proud to be a Rodriguez. When you going to be proud to be a House of Yaganad? House of Uriah. Okay. That's what we need. Be proud of your customs, of who you really the hell are. Let me get Lamentations 4 and 8.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 8. Their facade is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones.
Ooh.
It is withered. It is become like a stick.
You see, hold on. Wait a minute. We get back up there with you. Says their facade is blacker than coal. Okay? Blacker than coal. How black is coal? Black as hell, I believe, right? All right. They are known in the streets. They're clean. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is wither and become like a stick. All right. They skin, it cleaves to them. They are black unto the bone. Hold on, I'm trying to find something real quick. How do I get in here? Give me Acts 13 real quick. 13 and 1. Probably gonna end it right here with this. You can go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger.
That was called what?
Niger.
All right. And just like you was called a reference of that today. But Niger is a Latin word meaning black. Those prophets in the Bible were called black. How come we don't understand this? How come we're not taught this? Okay? Drop that and give me Revelations. We got to go to Yahushua real quick. You could start at 13.
Salaki, I don't want what chapter?
Revelations 1 and 13.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the feet, the Salakia, the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
All right, so just like you see the brothers out there at camp, they got the garment on, they got the girdle around. It's not the girdle that your woman wears to tuck her gut in. Okay, this is for warfare. All right, that would protect you back in the day. You had that girdle on. Oh, this is all for warfare. Continue reading.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were like Salakia. His hairs were white like wool, white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
All right, so his head and his hairs were white like wool. White being the color, wool being the texture. Okay, it's white because of the wisdom. Right, it said, and his eyes were like a flame of fire. All right, that's because Christ liked to drink wine. All right, and why do he like to drink wine? The same reason we all like to drink wine, because his mind was heavy. Okay, that's why his eyes were like a flame of fire. Continue reading.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
All right, his voice was loud and carried. That's why it says the voice of many waters. It said, and his feet was like fine brass. Brass is a derivative of brown. If you burn anything in a furnace, go burn a penny right now, it's going to turn black. Christ was a dark black man. Give me Acts 21 and 3. I just got to show y'all this too. You know, we always want to say we're Hermetic, but we're not. We're not of that. We're not of those other nations. 21 and 37. Acts 21 and 37.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek?
So they asking Paul, can thou speak Greek? All right. They want to know, can he speak the language? Continue reading.
Verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian?
Or what?
Art not thou that Egyptian?
See, we are not that Egyptian. We are not that Egyptian that you believe us to be. Okay? Quit listening to those so-called Kemetic scholars for they do something to your children. Okay? For they get their grope on. All right? We're not Egyptians. Continue reading.
Which before these days made it an uproar and lead us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
You see? Because Paul was out there. You remember? Paul's name was Saul. Oh, and he was out there doing more unalivened than a little bit. Continue reading. But see, Paul knew exactly who he was. He knew he was an Israelite, and he knew the tribe. Go ahead and read.
Verse 39. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Taurus.
Of Tarsus. Yep. Of Tarsus. Yeah, Tarsus.
A city in Sicilia.
Mm-hmm.
A citizen of no mean city.
Yep.
And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Verse
Verse
he
4.
knew who he was. No, I don't need 40. I would have took it if it was the one that says he's a Benjamite. Where's that at, Yaganai? I ain't got it off the top. But it's where he says he's a Benjamite, you know. You know. Anything else we need? Yeah, let's get that real quick. Songs of Solomon. You know, just actually, nah, I don't need it. I don't need it. Any questions? You can be in the chat or in the, go ahead, Gagana.
I don't want that's Romans 11:1.
Yeah, we can get that real quick for the Paul. That's it. That sounds about right. Romans 11:1. Let's get that real quick.
You got a trooper, or you want me to get it?
Like I don't want to touch you.
I'll get it. Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid.
Mm-hmm.
For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Well, he knew who he was. You know, they try to say that we don't know. He knew exactly who he was. Is there any questions? There could be any questions in the chat or in the class. Trooper, go ahead and hold the security announcements. We'll give them a couple minutes to chat in a question or two if they got one, and if not, we'll get them security announcements. We'll get the prayers. All right, don't look like there's no questions. You can go ahead and read the security announcements.
ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. My Asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation.
Upcoming holy convocation. All right, we're going to have the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. Thursday, the 7th of December, 2023 for 8 days. We find this in 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. And also, we got the ISUPK, the Down South Cookout, the Texas Cookout. All right, that's going to be between the November 23rd through the 27th. Come down, don't miss it. Okay, it's going to be an excellent event, an excellent show of brother and sisterhood. Invite every damn so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You know, I ask people all the time. They looking for things to do. You know you don't have no family. You know you don't want to go to Thanksgiving with all those people and sit at the table with your cousin Jimmy, who you can't stand. Okay. All right, with your Aunt Sheila, who's going to run her damn mouth. You don't want to be around those people. Make sure you come out to the ISUPK cookout. All right, it's going to be from the 23rd to the 27th. So, go ahead.
Check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarf. This concludes ISUPK security announcement.
All right, with that, we're going to Imagim. We're going to Sar, face the east. We're going to get the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Right? Abanawa. Zabashamayim. Kodash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Tabaya. Ratazayaka. Ayah. Asha. Baratazah. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamaya, Nathambanawa, Lakan, Call, Yawan, Wasalaki Anawa, Kabawati Anawa, Kasalaki Anawa, Kabawati Anawa, Wala, Tabanawa, Banasawan, Abal, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahatapa Rath, Lawalayam, Amen. Now in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. All right. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. All right. Men of Israel, Imagim Shabbat. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yajamata, we're going to turn. Sar, face the sisters. Sisters rise. Men of Israel, Imagim Shabbat. Imagim. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yajamata, class dismissed.